Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Major news and a major defeat for the Ukrainians, according to the Russians. They report that they were able to blow up in some missile strike about 700 or between 600 and 700 Ukrainian soldiers. Today, the 8th of January 2023. Now, I found this information at Reuters, and I found it on another article, another news media outlet, and I picked this one because it was more informative than Reuters. Reuters was more dismissive and short, and these guys provide me with more information, which I will share with you. Now, I found 600 and I found 700. This article comes from News 360 or 360 News, and it is from an hour ago, today the 8th of January 2023. Russia announces the death of 600 Ukrainian servicemen in retaliation for an attack on the city of Makyivka. Now, I don't know if it's in retaliation, because wouldn't you have blown them up anyway? So I don't think, oh, because they killed our servicemen, now I'm going to kill them. I think that would have been anyway a natural development in a war. Don't you try to kill the enemy? So I don't think it's retaliation. They said, oh, you know what? They killed our people, now we're going to kill their people. You know, if these are servicemen, they're military. Does it matter if you blow them up in the field or if you blow them up, I don't know, in their barracks? I mean, after all, they just rest to come and kill you. And they're actively involved in that. So, Russia's defense ministry announced today, this hand is not doing anything down there, anyway, the death of more than 600 Ukrainian, just rests, hanging, not on anything. 600 Ukrainian servicemen in the retaliatory operation, end quote, for the New Year's Day attack on Russian forces in the eastern Ukrainian town of Makyivka, which cost the lives of at least 89 servicemen. The attack on Makyivka in the disputed Donetsk region is considered one of the biggest blows received by Russian forces since the beginning of the invasion of Ukraine, to the point that Moscow was forced to confirm unusually the death of the 89 servicemen. Ukraine estimates that the number of casualties is much higher. At least 400 servicemen died. The Russian counterattack, reported the spokesman of the Russian army, General Igor Konashenkov, occurred against a temporary deployment point of the Ukrainian army in Kramatorsk, also in Donetsk, and specifically against two dormitories of temporary barracks, which were hit by, and I'm quoting, a massive missile attack, end quote. Now, at the moment of the impacts, there were more than 700 Ukrainian military personnel in both dormitories, according to the spokesman in a press conference reported by the Russian agency TASS. In addition, the spokesman said that in the last hours, more than 80 Ukrainian servicemen were killed on the territory of Lugansk Republic and the Kharkov region, including 40 members of Ukrainian reconnaissance and sabotage groups. Obviously, the Ukrainian government has not yet responded to this information. Now, if I go to Reuters gives us a little bit of a different, it says, this is the article, the title, Russia claims it killed hundreds of Ukrainian soldiers in rocket attack. Russia defense minister said on Sunday it had killed more than 600 Ukrainian servicemen in a massive rocket attack on two buildings in eastern Ukraine temporarily housing Ukrainian forces. Expand article, yes, expand article. Reuters could not immediately verify the defense ministry's assertion. There was no immediate comment on the Russian claim from Ukraine, though the mayor of Kramatorsk, the eastern Ukraine town, Russia said it had said earlier on Sunday on Facebook that nobody had been killed in an attack on various buildings in the city by that time. But anyway, Russia's defense ministry said the strike on the buildings in Kramatorsk was revenge for a deadly Ukrainian attack earlier this year on a Russian barracks in Makyivka, in part of Donetsk region controlled by Moscow forces, in which at least 89 servicemen were killed. The ministry said in a statement that it has used what it called reliable intelligence to target the Ukrainian troops. It said more than 700 Ukrainian troops had been housed in one hostel and more than 600 in another. So that means we're going to have what, 1,300 possibly? And I'm quoting, as a result of a massive missile strike on these temporary deployment points of Ukrainian army units, more than 600 Ukrainian servicemen were destroyed, end quote, the defense ministry said. If true, it would be the single largest loss of Ukrainian troops since Russia invaded on February 24 last year. So here we have it. It's a little bit sketchy that after 8 days or so, 7 days or so after your troops were blown up in this massive, failure on your part, you are succeeding in finding these guys. Voila, 700 in this, 600 in this, and you just blow them up just like that. But anyway, how can we verify that? With time and patience. Patience, the virtue, remember? Because that saying that by the time truth shows up at a certain point, a lie circled the world 50 times or so. So always truth is slow, is lazy as fuck. So anyway, I feel sorry for those guys who were just blown up at that deployment center without being in, how should I put it? It's one thing to die in action, and the other one is just like that. It's I always consider, how should I put it? Obviously, it depends how you die. I wouldn't want to have a stupid death just to make sure, like a car just hits me while I cross a road or something, or I don't know, I skip or something, or I trip my foot and fall on the concrete and hit my head and die over there with my tongue out. I mean, that's stupid. But you can't dictate how you end your thing sometimes, but most of the time it just happens. But in this case, you go over there to defend, and then you're just blown up. You don't even have time to wake up, you know what I mean? To say, hey, what's going on? You just go straight and meet Jesus, say, what's going on? Did you have a meeting? Did I miss anything? Oh no, change of plans. Okay, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.